Hi everyone, welcome back to my booktube channel. It's Kirsten and I'm glad that you are all here. This video is going to be on how I annotate, why I annotate, and just some other maybe discussions about it. I don't know, we'll see. These are most of them. Some I don't have with me because I let people borrow them. But basically each of these tabs, I kind of switch tabs. These ones are different from these ones, but the ones that I've been using currently are these ones. I like these a lot better just because they look cuter on the sides because these stick out of the pages. The reason why I annotate is because I think it helps me with understanding the book more. It's more meaningful to me. It's more, I think, more exciting in the parts of the book, just certain plot points, depending on the book, but certain plot points, if we're talking about fiction, stand out a lot more, and I love putting commentary into it. I think it makes it so much more fun. So like, for example, I put a lot of my reactions, my commentary on the side, and I put a lot of, you could ask yourself questions, you can ask the author questions, and I think that's what makes it so cool to do. I want to do a video where I annotate a book and my friend annotates the same book, and we come back and we kind of go over our annotations. I think that would be so cool. Okay, so excuse how I look at the moment, but I just wanted to clarify some things too. I missed a couple things in my video for annotating, but I wanted to include that annotating for fantasy is really, really important when it comes to plot points, because there's so much information, like The Priory of the Orange Tree. Oh my gosh, that book is thick. Let me show you. I had to listen to it on Audible as I was, kind of reading through it, but I didn't annotate this, but I would suggest annotating. I wish I did because I forgot a lot of plot points in here, because it's just so big and it's character heavy. There's a lot going on, so many different things coming at you. So yes, when it comes to fantasy, annotating is honestly so important. I also wanted to include that when it comes to annotating, it's kind of like having a conversation with yourself. So like when I get angry at a book, I can kind of like take it out on the book, not in a literal way, but like I can write it down and kind of get angry and get all that emotion out. Also, have fun with annotating, because annotating is your own thing. Everyone takes it so seriously sometimes, such as when I started watching how, my booktubers would annotate, I wanted to do exactly how they were doing it. But do it your own way. That's what I've learned. If sometimes I don't want to highlight, I want to underline, I want to box the word up, I want to write something completely, crazy, I can write something crazy. I can write on the, sorry, my computer's being loud. I can write on the bottom of the book, on top, on the side. It doesn't need to be exactly where each person writes it. So yeah, annotating should be fun. It should not be hard. You make it how you want to make it, and that's it. I also find it more meaningful to have my own kind of interpretation about a scene, my own kind of viewpoint, what's the word I'm looking for? My relation with the character, and if I agree with them, if I don't, if I've had something happen to me that's similar to that. And I do that especially with psychological and self-help books. I write down, stuff that I'm going through, stuff that I'm dealing with, how this specific piece, vibes with me, helps me out. That I just recently did in my vlog. I wrote kind of a guide to help me out. So I put a sticky note and I kind of fill in what I want to kind of tab. So for purple, I put important parts or significant parts of the book. Yellow, I put as funny, what I found funny. And then pink are like parts I love or cute moments, romance between the characters. And then orange is usually angry or frustrated. Green, I put ew because I find green gross when it comes to books. I don't know. I just associate the color green with gross parts. I love the color green, but I find that I like to use it for gross parts in the book. And then blue is sad. And then I have a little strip of washi tape right there that I thought would look cool with the book. And then, yeah, so basically it kind of depends. I will highlight or underline. I use these pens. I can't remember where I got them. I got my tabs off of Amazon. I think they're the 6-pack. I don't know. I just looked up 6-packs of tabs, and I found those with the cool edges. There's other ones too. Like, they're pretty simple. Any tab you can get, you can use. But I will link them down below, which ones I specifically got. I'll try to figure out these pens. And then I use these highlighters. They're mild liner, double-ended double point. And I use these because they're like pastel colors. Sorry, my dog. But if you could hear that, she's snoring. So this is kind of what I do. For this book, I highlighted in pink and I tabbed on the side, and for this part I put, I love this whole paragraph for purely the vibes. And yeah, I do stuff kind of like that. This book I wouldn't really consider my most greatly annotated book. So for this book, this was my first annotated book. I saw a lot of the booktubers that I follow annotating and I wanted to join along, and so I bought this Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, and I started tabbing, but I tabbed a lot. I probably wouldn't tab something like this crazy again unless I truly liked it that much, which I did really like this book, but I think I was confused. I thought you had to tab every page. I thought there were rules, but there's not. But for this one, I used green for, you know, questions, confusion, and I underlined it and said, I'm confused. What does this mean? You know, just simple stuff like that. Like, it's not hard. And then we go into this book, A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. This is one of my all-time favorite books. Great romance. It's the 5th, if you count the novella, in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I specifically like this book because it takes a look at the main character's sister, and it kind of follows her life, and there's a lot of mental health awareness in this book and a lot of growth, and that's what I like so much about it, is it's not just a typical, you know, cookie cutter fantasy. It really dives into really serious things, really dives into trauma and the way people deal with that type of trauma, how they can act, and it just goes through her whole journey through growing and the support she gets from her family, friends. It's really amazing. So with this book, you see a lot of tabs and you're like, oh, you just said stuff about tabs. Well, this book I actually went through twice and tabbed. And this is what I love about annotating the most is, and I want to do it with more books because it's the only book I've done it with, so I need to get on top of it. But this book I went through and I did, you know, your normal tabbing, like pink is for the love, the cute moments. Purple is for the important, the significant stuff. And then we go into the orange is funny, and pink or blue is sad. And then I did all of that. And then I found this book again. I saw it on my shelf and I was like, I want to read that again, but I want to annotate it again. So I went back with green and I got to look at all of my kind of annotations from the start and do more reactions, see things that I missed the first time around, kind of comment underneath my annotations. If I didn't really have anything to say about my previous annotations, I'd just keep going forward with it. But there is a quote. So this one I underlined in purple, and let me read the quote first. And you don't really need to know the plot of this to understand this quote. It literally can hit everyone. That's the key, isn't it? To know the darkness will always remain, but how you choose to face it, handle it, that's the important part. To not let it consume, to focus upon the good and the things that fill you with wonder. The struggle with that darkness is worth it, just to see such things. And I, on the side, put, I really love this quote. So true when it comes to traumas and mental health struggles. And I kind of was going through some mental health issues a little bit at the time when I was reading this. So this really hit me. And, you know, I wrote, I can relate to this. And, yeah, that's basically what I do when it comes to annotating. I think that it can really help you in so many different ways. It can help you understand the book more. It's more interactive. And I would love to just trade books with people and have them all write in it and see what parts jump out to certain people, because not all of my underlines are gonna hit everyone else the same. So I was gonna mention too, the green tabs I did my second time around, and I underlined something in green, and I did it all in green because I didn't want to get too crazy about it. But I underlined something in green, and I said, this made me laugh this time around. Why didn't it do that the first time around? Which is funny, just to, you know, kind of catch yourself doing that. So I read The Power of Now a while ago when I was going through something, kind of a trauma. The first time that I tried reading it, it did not click with me. I just was not getting into it. Then the second time around, kind of more post-trauma, I got really into it. I was, you know, opening up to the book. I really took it in, and I really took the words, and it was amazing for me. And at that time, I didn't know about annotating. I knew about annotating. I knew what annotating was, but I didn't know that, you know, I could write in my own books. I could tab my own books. I could make them more, you know, personal. So I went back and I read it again, and I started to annotate it. And I didn't annotate the whole thing. I've annotated about maybe like a couple chapters or so, because I want to take it a little at a time because it's so much information. But when I started doing that, I could see my growth, because I could write on the side, oh, you know, I started doing this and this happened and I feel so much better. Or I could say, you know, I forgot about this. I need to start doing this again, because it kind of talks about mindfulness, staying in the present. And so that was really something that was fun, and I wish I annotated it before my first read around. And so I'm going to try to do that with a lot of my self-help books, psychological books that I have not read yet, because that was so amazing for me to do. And I love, kind of looking back and being like, oh, I remember my mindset here, but here's my mindset now. But that is why I like annotating, and I hope that some of you, if you haven't, will start annotating. I think it would be so awesome to do a whole, ship your book around and have people read it and write their annotations, because I think that, I hate to say it, but I think that battered up books, and the more writing on them, the better. I love a worn book with a bunch of writing, because it makes it so much more personal and so much more interactive and connected with people. I think that is what reading should be about. And so yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys for listening. Also, I want to show off my little picture, my new picture. That's what I do. I read books and I know things. That's me. So thank you to family who have given it to me. But thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Again, I love the support that I've been getting. It's a very slow start, but I will get there eventually. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But thank you for watching. Bye.